What's good, guys? Venny here. Back? Well, not even back. We are here. This is the introduction to the new YouTube. Some of you guys might have seen some Call of Duty videos what was uploaded a long time ago when I was streaming, but now we're back, going to be uploading a lot more to this second channel. And if you guys haven't seen my main channel video, so what I basically explained is that I'm going to have two channels running this year for YouTube content. This obviously being one of them. At the start, it's probably going to be a lot of squad builders and stuff, but then as the game comes out, we're going to be running a Draft to Glory and a Road to Glory on this channel. And then my main channel is going to be where all pro play sort of stuff is going to be uploaded, such as custom tactics, you know, just the general sort of pro sort of tips and stuff and so on. So that'll be on that channel. This channel will be the Road to Glory and the Draft to Glory stuff, and obviously starting off with the squad builders for now, leading into FIFA 21 coming out, which isn't too far off. I think we are a week away now when I'm actually recording this, so I'm looking forward to it. But as I mentioned, this is a new channel, so if you are new around here, or if you're not new, you do know me, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, because it does help the analytics, you know, it helps me get up and seen a little bit more. And obviously leave a comment, let me know what type of players you want me to build a cheap squad builder around, or want me to give you my opinion on your squad builder. But this is the cheap squad builder, what I have done for you guys today, and it's looking quite tasty. I'm going to show you guys how I would use it in game. Obviously we don't know what formations are going to be good going into the game, but I'm just going to go over assumption of last year and give you a few variations. And the lucky thing with this formation, it can be used in, I would say, probably 2 or 3 different types of formations, what can be effective at the start of FIFA 21. Right, let's start off with the goalkeeper. We're going with Castells from Wolfsburg, and he's a Belgian. Where the hell did I get German from? Jesus Christ, my geography is well off there. A Belgium 83 rated goalkeeper. He comes out with 6'6" height. You can have any Bundesliga goalkeeper what you feel suited towards your game, who you prefer. You know, there might be some better, you know, OP players to use, but I went with Castells because he brings the height. And for me, at the start of the years, start with FIFA, I like to have the taller keepers. I think the taller keepers are usually more effective in FIFA. So Castells is the guy who I've gone for in there. I think he's going to be a solid choice, but as I say, you can go with any Bundesliga choice you want. Right back, do you know what? Before I quickly go into all the different players, these players you've all probably seen over the last few years, apart from maybe one, but we all know these players on your screen are cheap starter squad players who are always OP. So just keep that in mind, you know, when you are looking at this team. I thought I'd just mention that for just the sake of it. But yeah, right back, Ugriala, AGU, you can't even say AGU. Jesus Christ. But yeah, the French Tony at the right back. 80 pace, 76 dribbling, 74 defending, 72 physical, and 70 passing. From what I can tell, a lot of players have lost a lot of pace this year. You know, I think we've seen Gnabry drop a ridiculous amount, same as Sancho. So that's something to keep in mind, really, when it comes to building these teams. And just considering with the right back, for me, as I usually like to have like 86 plus on my right back and left back pace wise, because I feel like if you have slower wing backs, people are going to have them sweaty fast wingers. You need something to be able to counter that. But with the pace going down, maybe some of these players might become a little bit more useful, and I think this guy might be one of the guys. And obviously it gives you that nice link into the right mid, who's Gilles and Martins, who I'll go into a little bit more detail once we get there. So centre back partnership, we've got Kohlstrom and Upamecano. 2 sweaty FIFA 21 centre backs. Things you love to see. Usually French Bundesliga players are ridiculously sweaty just on centre backs. Usually they're really good in FIFA in FIFA. I was going to say in FIFA 21 when we haven't played it. In FIFA, you know, for them cheap starter teams, usually come at a decent price. Kohlstrom has moved into a centre back. I think previously he was a right back, but he's moved into the centre back now. His new card, 84 pace, looking unbelievable. 84 pace on a centre back at the start of the year, and he's not going to be expensive. He might be, you know, a little bit higher than maybe some, but I don't know. Bundesliga is usually cheap. All these leagues, what you're seeing on your screen, are usually cheap. 71 dribbling, 82 passing, 77 physical as well. So he's decent on the ball, which is also a bonus. Upamecano comes at 77 pace, 79 defending, 81 physical. Solid centre back. If you played FIFA, you know about Upamecano really in the recent years. Jose Gaya, I think Jose is his first name, but coming in at left back, he's dropped a lot of pace as well this year. 84 pace, 78 passing, 8 dribbling, 79 defending, 70 physical. Probably one of your most solid picks really when it comes to left back options. I think he's good. You know, usually every year he's decent. Obviously, previous years he had a higher pace mark but lower rating. This year, obviously, he's got the higher rating, but his pace has gone down a little bit. But as I mentioned, a lot of players' pace have dropped this year. We'll start off wide and then come into the middle for the rest of the team. Gelson Martins on the right, who I mentioned, gives obviously that strong link to our right back. But I won't try and say his name ever again. But yeah, obviously a nice strong link there. 94 pace, 71 shooting, 72 passing, 85 dribble. I believe he's got his 5-star skills once again. Freestyle, weak foot as usual. Nice pacey winger from the start of the game. It's going to be really good. Just that's the main thing really when it comes to these sweaty, cheap teams at the start. You're just looking for pace wherever you can with some decent shooting and passing stats and decent dribbling wherever possible. And I think that's what most of us are really looking for when it comes to these cheap teams. Left mid we got Guedes, 87 pace, 79 shooting, 76 passing, 81 dribble. I believe he was really good last year at the start of the year, but I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was a solid pick. A lot of people went with him, and obviously it gives you that strong link into gear. So another quality option, just similar reason with Martins, just a load of pace, decent shooting, top pick on your left side. New player into the team, as I mentioned, a lot of these players we've seen over previous years, especially last year. A lot of these players were really good. New guy on the block though, Lema. I know he's been around for a long time for Red Bull, but this year he's obviously got that crazy upgrade to his card with 85 pace, 68 shooting, 78 passing, 78 dribbling, 80 defending and 77 physical. As a centre mid CDM, this card is going to be great for you guys. Obviously with that pace, it just makes him just a lot better. You know, if he has 60 something pace, he wouldn't be in this team. I can guarantee you that. But having that 85 pace, he just takes that step above. Kolstrom and Damer both obviously had nice sweaty upgrades this year to the team. So yeah, Lema's definitely that guy who I think we need to look out for future squad builder teams. And then the Brazilian trio, who are all playing in the Chinese Super League, I believe. So Paulinho, obviously we know about Paulinho, played for Tottenham, just a quality box-to-box all-round midfielder, coming out 72 pace, 82 shooting, 77 passing, 82 dribbling, 8 defending, and 85 physical. Just that all-round midfield. I think him and Lehman next to each other will be unbelievable partnerships for you guys. So definitely look into building your teams, maybe around them too, for sure. Obviously, I feel like with this, I feel your centre-backs and your centre-mid Lehman stick, and your cam and your striker stick. But your right mid and left mid options you can upgrade wherever you need be, or change just to maybe some player who we don't know about yet who's going to be unreal. Then into the right cam we've got Talisca, 80 pace, 82 shooting, 81 pass, 82 dribbling, 75 physical. A player what a lot of people like to use at the start of the year. Obviously he's got that decent shooting, decent all-round attacking stats. And I think I recommend this formation probably in the 4-2-3-1 with Talisca dropping into that cam role. I think it'd be unbelievable there. Obviously gives you a good height, good strength, and also quite decent on the ball with decent finishing. And I think he'll come at a reasonable price for you guys. And then the striker, we've got Tetseria. I believe that's how you say it. 93 pace. To be honest with you, my pronunciation of every player in FIFA is probably way off, just in general. Just I can't speak. It's just not a thing, you know. It's just not a thing. 76 shooting, 75 passing, yeah. It's 81 dribbling and 72 physical. Another one. What you're looking for in your attacking players, especially your front three, is just them sweaty, pacey players, and obviously he comes in with that factor. So yes, starting the 4-5-1 before we get into the game, but we won't be using this formation in game because this formation stinks. Simple as, it's not good. The formations I will probably run this in is a 4-2-3-1, 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, 4-3-2-1. I'll probably say them three are the main three going into the year with this formation, with this team even, if I was going to use this team. So obviously I'll show you how I would run it in game. We're starting off with a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. Obviously the links go, so we don't need to worry about that too much. But I'll put Talisca on the left because I believe he is left-footed. Paulinho on the right as that box-to-box right centre mid. Lema into the CDM role. It's moved all my defenders as well, so that's even better. Obviously keep the back line how it comes. Lema into the CDM role. Then I would play Guedes as the cam because he's got a better weak foot than Gelson Martins. You could put Tetseria there, but I'd rather him up top because of his he's got a bit more pace. So I put Guedes at that creative midfielder if I was using narrow with the 87 pace as I mentioned, and I think he's got 4-star, so having that stronger weak foot will be better for passing as a cam over Martins. And then up top, obviously Gelson, Martins, Teixeira up top. You know, just going for the most pace as possible really for these quick counter attacks, and that's how you play with narrow in it, quick 1-2s, and that's the way forward. So yeah, very nice looking team for 4-1-2-1-2, but for me, I think this team looks best in 4-2-3-1. If I was going to be using this team, this is how I would use it. Obviously, normal team, obviously backline keeper. The two CDMs, I would play Paulinho and Lema. I put Lema on the right and Paulinho on the left. Whichever one's got the better weak foot, I'm not actually too sure right now. I would play on the left and then have the other one on the right. And if I was using obviously my tactics from last year, if I would have one of them on balance instead of stay back, I'll put Paulinho obviously as that guy who's come to join in the attack. Into the central camera, we've got Talisca. As I mentioned, that's probably his best position really going into next year, or as a wide centre mid in the 4-1-2-1-2. Left mid, we've gone Guedes because obviously he's got a better weak foot, so if I do need him to use his left foot, he's going to be a lot more capable than Martins, who's got 3-star weak foot, who's going to be playing on the right, and then Teixeira as the striker. And I think this is how the team, if I was going to use this team, this is how I would use it. But obviously, depending on your play style and the way you want to play, 4-2-3-1 might not be for you, and a 4-1-2-1-2 might be a lot more effective. So just because I'm going with 4-2-3-1, don't think it's the one to go for. And then obviously the final four, you can obviously use in a 4-3-3-4 as well. Just the same thing as the narrow, but obviously a little bit more attacking. Everyone plays in the same position though, but obviously you've got centre mids and wingers instead of cams and CDMs. And then the 4-3-2-1, which is the other variable, which is kind of like the 4-1. I was going to say like the 4-1-2-1-2, but obviously maybe with a bit more width from your three attackers. You obviously got the right forward and the left forward. And this is how I would run it in game. Don't worry about obviously the chemistry, what you're seeing. Obviously you do want the right back actually playing right back and your keeper in goal. The chemistry obviously is sorted with the 4-5-1 before we even get into game. And obviously we set up the custom tactics for wherever needed. But this is the team what I would probably look at: Talisca on the right, Paulinho on the Talisca on the left, Paulinho on the right, Lema through the middle. The same thing through how the thinking, but with Guedes on the left and the Martins on the right in the 4-2-3-1. Same thing with a 4-3-2-1. But yes, this is the first episode of the sweaty sort of cheap starter squads to use for this year. If you guys are wanting me to maybe review your teams, leave a link in the description. Leave the link in the comments on Foothead, Footwiz or Footbin, and I'll check out your teams and maybe make a video about giving my opinion on your teams, or maybe I even tweet out, but I might not. I'll also be still just building some random starter squads for you guys to pick up on and maybe give you ideas for building your team before we get into the FIFA 21 release coming up next Thursday. But yes, don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe, and peace.